going to let you know what it really means to have an effective vision board in 2026. You need to follow all these steps through if you want to make sure that your vision board is effective. Vision is simply a picture of your future. I'd like to start by saying a very happy new year to you, because I'm sure you're seeing this video in 2026, and any other time that you're seeing this video, happy new year. Whatever time you see this video is going to be very valuable. I decided to simplify vision board because I know that I've spoken to quite a number of people who feel like, what is vision board? Is it not for executives? They feel like it's for people who are special, in quotes. And I just decided that, I'm going to demystify vision board and let you know that everybody can have a vision board. And it's even possible that you've had a vision board before, or you always use a vision board, but you don't know that it is tagged vision board. But I'm going to simplify for you, and I'm going to let you know what it really means to have an effective vision board in 2026. It's often said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing the same way and expecting a different result. This year, 2026, I want you to be very intentional. Don't continue to do things the way you've been doing things before, because this is the year that is going to make a huge difference in your life and in my life. So we have to give it a different approach, a much more serious approach. So that is why I decided to do this. By the way, my name is Juliana, and you're welcome to the Tea Bag series. You can call me your sister and your friend, and I can assure you that these few minutes that you're going to be here is going to be very valuable, and is going to change the entire trajectory of your 2026 for better. Without further ado, let's go right into it. You need to follow all these steps through if you want to make sure that your vision board is effective. So I'm going to start with the first one, and let me start by defining what vision board is. Vision is simply a picture of your future. You're seeing your future in pictures. That is simply what vision is. Okay, let me further simplify vision. For instance, you're in church or you're in school, you're in a conference, and the speaker keeps talking and you're hungry, and you're thinking of the food you're going to eat, or you're thinking of going to a restaurant, ordering your favorite bowl of food. You're thinking about it. You don't have it yet, right? You're still in that place you are in class or in church, but you're seeing the food that you're going to eat when you get home or when you get to the restaurant. That is a vision. Or you are in love with someone so much, and you're already picturing your future with the person. You're picturing how you're going to be going to different parts of the world, how you're going to have lovely children. That is already a vision, okay? Now, a board, of course, is a plain canvas. And if you've been through the 4 walls of school, you already know what a board is. It's just a plain canvas, usually white. It could be other colors, that you can write things on for clarity, or you can place things on for clarity. That is what a board is. So we're putting a vision and a board together. You have a vision board. So it's simply the picture of your future in pictures or in words pasted on a board so that you can see it every day. And before the end of the video, you will understand why this is very important, that you see exactly where you're going in 2026 so that you're able to run with it. And this is very scriptural. It's nothing new, and I'm going to let you know as we go through the video. So let's go to the first one. A number of successful people use vision boards. In case you're wondering, like, why do I need a vision board? A number of successful people, including Steve Harvey, Oprah Winfrey, Teresa Belfoy, Jim Carrey, Will Smith, a number of successful people use vision boards to picture their future, and they see it every day so that they're able to run with it. And of course, if you're thinking about it, they're like, okay, who are the ministers that use vision boards? A number of ministers also use vision boards. They might not tell you that they use vision boards because they don't tag it as vision boards. But what they do, once they see a picture of where they're going, they put it in conspicuous places and they're able to run with it so that they do not forget. That is simply having a vision board. So this is going to be the game changer for you and I in 2026. The first step in getting your vision board done is to use your imagination. It's as simple as that. When I was trying to define vision the first time, I was talking about using your imagination. If you're hungry or you're in love with someone, it's just using your imagination. Imagination is actually a gift from God. God has given us our imagination so we can see the picture of our future. A lot of things you desire, you don't have them yet. You just see them in your mind. You see them in pictures and you're able to desire them. Even when you pray to God, you say, God, I want to possibly pass my exam, or I want to get married, or I want to be a millionaire. And when you say those things, you are picturing it. You already feel the life you will have. You know that the life you're going to have when you have those things is going to be better than what you have right now. So it's already a picture. It's already using your imagination, praying to God and saying, this is exactly what I want. Clarity is very important. In the book of Genesis 11:1, remember the story of the Tower of Babel? You know, for me, I remember that I learned about that story in my book of Bible stories when I was a child, you know, about this set of people that came together and they said, come, let us build a tower that is going to reach the heavens. And they continue to do it. They had seen it in their minds. They had pictured it in their minds. And they began to do it. And they were going to do it. God had to tell his angels and say, this thing that these people said they are going to do, nothing can stop them from doing it because they have seen it in their minds. They have been able to picture it. So he had to come down to change their language. So they began to speak in different languages. They were not agreeable. They were not able to carry out the vision anymore. So my point is this. God has given you your mind to imagine. And once you can see it in your mind, you can achieve it. You can accomplish it. So you need to sit down first and see it in your mind. See it. See the things you want. See them emotionally. Begin to picture them as if they are already taking place. You want to excel in your exam. Begin to see yourself excelling in that exam. You want to get married. Begin to see yourself already getting married and, you know, feel the emotions of, oh, how excited you are going to be. You want to buy a house. You want to see people congratulating you and say, oh, wow, congrats on your new house. Whatever it is that you want to see it, and you want to see it emotionally and believe it that God indeed is able to bring it to pass. So that is the first step. It's important that you see it, because I know some people will just think that, oh, because everybody now, you know, it's the new year and they're talking about vision board, you know, they just also write something down or get pictures of something and they don't see it. If you don't see it, it's going to be difficult for you to achieve. You want to see it and feel it. Believe it with the whole of your heart. That is the first step to getting your vision accomplished in 2026. Now, to the next step. Now that you have seen it, it's not just enough to see it, you have to write it down. You know what they say, that the faintest ink is better than the sharpest memory. No matter how sharp and how great your memory is, it's better to write things down. In fact, the Bible says in Habakkuk 2:2, it says, write the vision and make it plain, that whosoever reads it is able to run with it. So now you are the whosoever in this scenario, right? You are writing your vision, you are making it very, very plain so that you can run with it. You are not just going to leave it in the realm of your imagination, because it's possible you forget. There are lots of pressures to pay bills, pressures to be responsible, to pass your exams, to do a lot of things that you're supposed to do, that life demands you to do. So it's very important that you write it down, or you write them down, so you do not forget the things you have told yourself that you are going to do in 2026. Now, let me say this. This is an extra tip. In writing down the things you want to write, make sure that you're not just writing in broad terms. You want to be specific. And this gets me to the next one. I think I've talked about this in one of my videos where we talked about the SMART acronym. I'm sure a number of you are familiar with the SMART acronym. You want to make sure that your vision is SMART. First of all, it's specific. You don't want to say, I want to buy a house in 2026. What kind of a house do you want to buy? In what area do you want to buy the house? How many bedrooms do you want to buy? You want to see exactly the picture of what you say you want to do. You want to be specific, because saying I just want to buy a house is vague. Or saying, oh, I want to go back to school. Go back to school to do what? To get your bachelor's, to get your master's degree, to get your doctorate degree. What exactly are you going back to school to do? So you don't want to get broad visions. You want to make sure they are specific. And the next one for the SMART acronym is measurable. You want to measure your vision. Like I said, what kind of degree do you want to get? In what measure? Are you going to get 2 degrees? Are you going to get 1 degree? What exact, or are you combining degrees? What is the measure of degree you're going to get? Whatever vision you have for 2026, make sure that it is measurable. And the next one is, some people call it actionable, some people call it attainable. Anyhow, is right. It could be actionable, it could be attainable. And I'll explain both. Actionable, what are the steps to get what you say you want to get? And attainable, how realistic is it considering your lifestyle and the demands you have around you? So you want to make sure that whatever it is you want to get is actionable, and then it is attainable. That attainable actually is also the same thing as realistic, which is the R, stands for R. How realistic are your visions for 2026? For instance, we know that there's already a process to having a baby. So in 2026, if you say, I would like to get pregnant in June, for instance, you know that you cannot birth the baby by December. If you birth the baby by December, that means the baby is going to be premature. Okay, so you want to make sure that your dream, your vision is realistic. is realistic. That time is too short to birth a baby. And also with some things, maybe you want a doctorate degree, you know that usually a doctorate degree takes normally like 3 years, except it's an honorary degree. So if you want to go for a doctorate degree and it's not like an honorary doctorate degree, which of course is conferred, you want to make sure that you are realistic with any of your expectations with your written goals. Now, the last one is time bound. You already know that there's a time. Most of these are actually intertwined, but let's talk about being time bound. You have to make sure that your vision is respectful of the time that is required to accomplish whatsoever that you have planned out in your heart to accomplish in 2026. So I hope you get what I mean. Now let's go to the next one. So the same Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision and make it plain, that whosoever reads it is able to run with it. So that means that after you have written the vision, you have to make it plain. You have to put it in places that you can see. Make sure that your vision is not something you have written and you went to tuck it under your bed or by your nightstand or under a pillow or in your library, somewhere that you hardly see. Your vision has to be somewhere you see very well at all times, somewhere you're conversant with, somewhere you're always going. You know, it is said that out of sight is out of mind. Once you don't see something, the tendency is for you to forget what you don't see. So if you're serious about what you want to accomplish in 2026, you have to make sure you see it. And that is the whole essence of having a vision board, because now you've seen where you're going, you have pasted it on your vision board, and you are going to put your vision board in places that are conspicuous, by your dressing table, by your bathroom mirror. You can even paste it on your refrigerator, just different places that you see all the time. And if it's going to be like a digital vision board, of course, that means it's going to be like your screensaver on your laptop, your screensaver on your device, whatever it is, your phone. You want to make sure that you see it at all times, because out of sight is out of mind. Your vision, you have to see it every day. Once you see it every day, you are reminded that this is what you're saying you're going to do in 2026. So you should not forget to do it. You see it at all times. So it becomes a part and parcel of you. You are naturally drawn to doing the things that are required to do because you see it all the time. So make sure that after writing your vision, you put it in places that you see at all times. That's where you are propelled to do those things. And this is one of the reasons why a lot of people fail with their resolutions, because they don't see it. They just say it in their hearts. They say it in their minds. Oh, in 2026, once a new year comes, new year, new me, I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to quit smoking. I'm going to, stop hanging out with these kind of friends. They just keep saying all these things that they're going to do, but it's out of sight. It's in their heart, but they've forgotten. They don't see it. It's not in their faces. So one of the ways to make sure that you achieve your goals in 2026 is that you keep it in plain sight, where you can see it at all times. The fourth one is this: you have to become the version of the person that can accomplish the things on your vision board. Let's face it, when you dream of the things you say you want to do, there's a version of you that will be able to accomplish those things you have said you are going to accomplish in 2026. The other person that you were in 2025 is most likely not going to be able to accomplish the things you want to accomplish in 2026. There are some habits, there are some old habits that cannot measure up to what you say you are going to accomplish. So that means that you have to let them go. At this time, I'd like to recommend a book by James Clear, Atomic Habits. It's a very good read. If you want me to do a book review for Atomic Habits, let me know. But the summary of the book is the law of compound interest, meaning that little habits can change your life forever. Little habits lead to very big success. So what that means is that there are some things that you have to stop doing in order to see those things you want to accomplish happen in 2026. And you start little. In fact, I was listening to a man of God recently, and he said that dedicated people don't have time. And I was taken aback. I'm like, what does it mean? He said they create time. So the truth of the matter is that we all have 24 hours and we are busy already with so many things. How are you going to be the version of the person that can accomplish the things on your vision board? You have to create time. That means that you have to cut down on excessive time you've been wasting. You have to sleep earlier. You have to wake up earlier. This was something I did years ago. I just decided that, okay, I had a version of who I wanted to be. So I knew that I had to create time. So I began to wake up earlier, and that meant that I began to sleep earlier. So sleeping earlier made me have enough time to wake up to do the things I could do. I had more time to study the word. I had more time to pray. I had more time to read before taking my bath and going to work, before the children wake up and they begin to, drag me in 1,000 places. I am up already. I would have read and studied and prayed and done so many things before they woke up, because I decided to be a version of myself that was better than what I was in the previous years. So it's possible for anyone. All you have to do is become a new person, become a changed person, change your habits. And like I said, with the law of compounding interest, you don't have to start big. Every little adds up. It's just a consistency that counts. You doing it every time, not that you do it one day and the next day you don't do it. You do it every time, no matter how small the habit is. That is why you can start small. That's what the book talks about. You can start with 10 minutes. You can start with 15 minutes. You can start with even 5 minutes. And that extra time, the extra time you get, you can use it to do something on your vision board. It could even be your break time at work. Instead of, talking with friends, talking about the weather, talking about people and things that are happening, you can say, okay, that's the time I'm going to take to study, or that's the time I'm going to take to write my book or my poem, whatever it is you've decided to do differently in 2026. Just look for those extra times. Cut down on the time scrolling the phone, cut down on the time watching episodes and series and things like that. Just cut down on the time and then use that time, the time you have gained, to accomplish your vision and purpose for 2026. Now, this is the last one, and it's very, very important. The Bible says that the power of life and death, they lie in the tongue. Your tongue is very important. Be careful the things you say. You've written out everything you have imagined on your vision board. You have pasted them, you see them every day, but you also have to make sure that you're saying the right words. I've heard people talk about themselves and I begin to wonder. I've heard people say, oh, I'm slow, I'm very forgetful, or I'm lazy. You can't accomplish your goals if you keep talking yourself down. In fact, the Bible says that with your words, you'll be justified. With your words, you'll be condemned. Do not condemn yourself. You could be lazy right now, but don't say it. Trust God to help you to become diligent, because you have said you're going to do it, you will do it. So you can change your confession and say things like, anything I set my heart to do, I do it. You might feel like you're lying when you start out saying it, but once you keep saying it, you believe it. You are training your brain to say that I'm the version of the person that accomplishes the goals I set out for myself. I'm a go-getter. Don't talk yourself out of your vision. Don't talk yourself out of the things you have said you're going to do in 2026. Now, lay your hands on your vision board every day, because it's already in sight. It's not somewhere you don't see anytime. It's already there. Lay your hands on your vision board and begin to declare that all these things will come to pass. I will see them come to pass. In fact, they will come to pass before the middle of the year. Begin to decree, begin to prophesy, say great things, say the things you want to see on your vision board every day. Once you see it on your screensaver. It's just a word of prayer. It doesn't have to be long, but just make sure you're saying positive to your vision every time, because your words are powerful. You can make your future literally with your words. So be careful with what you say. So speak what you want to see on your vision. Speak provision, speak favor, speak every single thing you want to see on your vision. Now, before I end all of this, I said I was going to make it as practical as possible. I did a sample vision board and I want to show you so that you can get your vision board started immediately you finish watching this video. You just need to get very simple tools. You probably have them in your house. Just cardboards. You don't have to get anything fancy. You can just get cardboards. I got this at $1, so I think $1.25. Very simple things. Glue, sticker notes. Those are simple things, and scissors. So what I did was to do this sample vision board. I just cut it because this was going to be too big and I don't want it too big. And let me also quickly say here, don't make your vision board clumsy, because I've been seeing a lot of vision boards online and I'm overwhelmed just looking at their vision boards. I feel so overwhelmed because it has 1,001 things. The things they want to do spiritually, the goals they want to meet, the exercise. I'm not condemning anybody's vision board. I'm telling you that your vision board has to be as concise and as precise as possible. Don't look at your vision board and be like, where do I even start from? Make sure that you start with 5. If you are starting afresh, If this is your first time, make sure your vision board is no more than 5 things to accomplish in 2026. And you could ask the question and say, Juliana, but what if I'm able to accomplish all the things on my vision board before the end of the year? Then come up with another vision board. There are no rules. There are no hard and fast rules. You do what suits you. If you accomplish everything, then come up with more things to accomplish in 2026. So, but you want to start out with 5. And, usually I say start out with 5, maximum 7. But there are some people who are very active in their minds and they feel like, 7 is too small for me. I would say the most you can go is 10. Because you want to make sure your vision board is not clumsy. When it's clumsy, for me, when your vision board is too clumsy, it's so hard to be able to accomplish everything on that vision board because you put so many things right there. Make it as simple as possible, as straightforward as possible, and break it down as much as possible. So like I said, you're going to need your cardboard. If you have a board, it's fine. I decided that I was going to simplify this video as much as possible so that anybody that watches this can get started immediately. So you can get a cardboard, cut out the cardboard. I cut my own cardboard into 4, cut out the cardboard, and we see in pictures. So for you to make sure your vision board is effective, I would say that get pictures of your future. Now it's very easy with AI. For instance, if you see yourself writing a book in 2026, you already have, even if you don't have a topic for the book or a title for the book, all you need to do is tell AI that, can you generate my picture as an author, a best-selling author, selling 100,000 books in 2026 or maybe 1 million copies of books in 2026. Remember that I said that your vision has to be smart. That is being specific. So just go to AI, generate the picture, and then put your picture there as a best-selling author. Or you want to start a podcast in 2026, put your picture, tell AI to help you generate your picture as a celebrated podcaster, having 100,000 followers or 1 million followers, whatever it is. You want to be as concise and as precise as possible. Or you see yourself, praying more, being disciplined, going to church more. Maybe you've not been going to church and you want to go back to church. Picture yourself. Tell AI to generate a picture of you worshiping in church, and then you put it on your wall. Whatever it is that you see yourself accomplishing in 2026, just tell AI to generate the picture and put it on your vision board. Print it out and put it on your vision board, and that's all you have to do. And then you can actually also write out some things. You can tell AI, because I said don't make it clumsy. Just write out some things, like tell AI to generate your picture in church worshiping God, and right there, I go to church every Sunday worshiping God, or I go to church every Sunday and I serve in the ushering department, or I'm part of the choir. Whatever it is that your vision is in 2026, tell AI to generate it for you. Print it out and put it on your board. And that's all you have to do to get your vision board. Then you can also use your sticker notes to write out the things that you want to accomplish in 2026 and put it on your sticker notes. So all I did to get this vision board done was to just get a picture. Though I used a magazine, you can also use a magazine. Look for a magazine that is relevant to the things you want to accomplish, and then look out for the pictures that speak into your future. Cut it out and put it on your board. There's so many things you could do. You could go on Etsy and look for some vision board tools, some vision board pictures. You could go on Photoshop yourself and Photoshop yourself, take off someone's head and put your head right there, print it out. Maybe someone is graduating and then you just do the Photoshop. And there are so many things, but of course, in my own opinion, I feel like AI is the easiest to do. AI generates the picture for you, and then you print it out and you put it on your vision board. So you have no excuse not to get your vision board done for 2026. Make it as simple as possible, and remember that you have to put it in places that you see every day. Just follow all the steps we talked about. But let me quickly round up the steps for you. The first one is your imagination. Use your imagination and imagine very big. It's free to imagine. Nobody's going to charge you for imagining. The second one is that you want to write it down and make it plain. And then don't forget the SMART acronym we talked about. And the third one is that you want to put it in conspicuous places. The fourth one is you want to become a version of yourself that can fulfill those things you said you're going to do. There are some old habits that you have to drop. And then the last one is that you have to speak life into your vision. You have to speak positive things. Make sure that you don't say things that are negative or contrary to the person that you are trying to become in 2026. And this one I missed out. Let me say this, please. If you have people around you that might not understand what you're doing and they really have never seen a vision board before, or they are just overly negative and they will talk you out of it, or they talk down on it and say, what is this? What does this mean? It could be like a spouse, or your parents, or a friend, or whatever, your roommates, as the case may be. Then I would advise that maybe you should use a digital vision board, where it's just you that will see it every day. The key thing, the important thing is that you see it every day. Your wisdom is profitable to direct. You don't want people to discourage you, especially when you're struggling. They might begin to look down on the things, because the things on vision boards, are usually very lofty, things that it takes a lot to achieve and accomplish. And some people might be looking at your old version and they're reconciling, and they are not able to reconcile with the version they see, and they can't see the future, and they begin to look down and talk down on whatever you're doing. So I would say, if that is the situation you're in, if you don't live alone, or you don't have an understanding partner or roommate, I would say please then use your digital vision board. You can go on Canva. With Canva, there's so many possibilities. And if there are other tools that you know about apart from Etsy and Canva, Photoshop, let us know in the comment section. But AI is your best friend when it comes to vision board made easy. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and please get started. Let me know what resonated with you the most with everything I said, and let me know that you have started on your vision board. And please take a picture. You don't have to, you can blur it, but let's just see that you've started on the vision board, and put it in the comment section. So I wish you the best of 2026, and I know it's going to be a great year for you and I. I look forward to seeing you again on the next episode of T-Bag series. Thank you for supporting me all through 2025. And if it's your first time here, I'd like to say thank you. Please be a part of the family, because every single time I create valuable content to push you farther and further into your future. God bless you, and have a beautiful 2026. Thank you. It's Juliana, your friend and your sister, signing out.